class. So in today's lecture, we're going to talk about database and DBMS. So this is the general outline that I'm going to cover in this video. What is data and information? What is database? What is DBMS? Database and DBMS and types of DBMS. So before going to database, we have to know some basic keywords. What is data and information? So what is data? Data are the collection of raw facts and figures. Let's say David 30 and 5,000. Here, David might be the name of a student or the name of an employee, and 30 might be his roll number or something like that. We don't know. And 5,000, it's just a number. We don't know. So when we process the data, we get information. So organized data are called information. So from the example, we can say that David is the name of an employee and his age is 30 years and he gets $5,000 per month. It's his salary. So when we organize the same data, we get information. That's it. So now let's come to the database. So what is database? Collection of physical or digital organized data is called database. Database is the backbone for data management. It acts as a storehouse for data. Database is an organized collection of information. So database can be physical or virtual. So here physical database means your manual handbook or your old traditional phone book where you just keep records manually. So this is the sample example of physical database. Now computer database. So when we talk about the DBMS, we are generally talking about virtual or computer database. So computer database looks like this under row and column. So in DBMS we call it relation or table. So this is what it looks like in virtual database. So database is the storehouse where it keeps all the informations. That's it. And now let's come to the DBMS. So what is DBMS? DBMS refers to database management system. So it is a system software that acts as an intermediary between users and the actual database. So it's an agent which works in between database and the user. In simpler terms, it's the software that allows you to create, manage, retrieve, and update data in database. So let's say you are the user. So if you want to access or if you want to get anything from database, then you need software. That's what we call DBMS software. So from this software, with the help of this software, we can access database. So database is just the storehouse where you keep all the informations records. But when you want to retrieve or you want to amend or you want any sorting function, then we, with the help of DBMS, we access the given data. So this is the mechanism how DBMS database and you. So after learning database and DBMS, now let's come to the difference between database and DBMS. So again, database database is a organized collection of structured information or data, and DBMS is a software application that acts as an interface between the user applicants and the database itself. So DBMS is a software or it is an agent which works in between the user and the database. So the example can be, so spreadsheet of customer names and address. So a spreadsheet can be, let's say, Microsoft Excel, a collection of research papers, and similarly the information stored in banking system, the inventory of products on e-commerce websites. So these all are the example of database. And similarly, data DBMS example can be MySQL, Oracle database, and similarly Microsoft SQL Server, and similarly Microsoft MS Access etc. So these all are the example of DBMS software. So to make it clear, so this is the front layout of MySQL DBMS software. So this is the DBMS, so this is the database part where all the data are recorded on the row and column format in table. So this is the database, and in order to access or to retrieve or to manipulate this database, we have MySQL tool. So these are the functions which are inside the MySQL. So in order to retrieve or to get any information from this database, simply we can use MySQL tool. We can use either we can use MySQL tool or we can use programming language. The programming language used in DBMS are SQL language, so structured query language. So by using language also we can access or manipulate the data. So here in conclusion we can say that DBMS is a whole package of language and tools used for database. So this is the database part, this is the language part, and these are the tools. These are the tools of database management system. And we have another example. Then let's say this is the client request. For example, your student wants to know his result. So when he browses the internet, he gets the front end web page. So under front end, he uses his uh, login ID and password. So through login ID and password, he provides instruction to the backend, and backend provides instruction to the DBMS. So DBMS software, by analyzing, he retrieve or access the information from database and provides to the client through backend to frontend. So this is the simple example of database. And all these three parts are run by server company online or host company 24/7. So this is the simple example of database management system and database. Now let's come to the types of DBMS on the basis of data model. Here data model means on the basis of data structure. So generally there are 5 types of DBMS, where among it RDBMS is one of the popular type of DBMS. So on the basis of database distributions, we have centralized DBMS where the data are located in a central place, and similarly distributed database management system means data are located in different place or in different region. Similarly, cloud DBMS means database are provided by the cloud provider. So here one thing you need to note, when somebody says types of DBMS or types of database, it generally means same thing, because DBMS is specifically designed to manage data according to a particular database model or structures. So now let's go in details about types of DBMS. So relational database management system, RDBMS. So RDBMS is a specific type of DBMS that uses the relational model for its data organization. And RDBMS is a system that uses tables to store and link related piece of information, making it easy to manage and find exactly what you need. Simply, RDBMS uses tables to store and link related piece of information. So the features of RDBMS are: data are organized into tables. It creates relationship between tables by using primary and foreign key. Similarly, it uses SQL, structured query language, as the primary language for defining and manipulating data. It makes data integrity, that means accuracy, completeness, and consistency. It has also the ACID properties, where A refers to atomicity, that means one transactions or the whole transaction is represented by the single unit. Similarly, consistency means accuracy of the transactions. Isolations means when processing different transactions, one transaction doesn't disturb to the another transactions. Similarly, durability means permanency of the transactions. So now let's go into the some keywords of RDBMS. So this is the simple table. So here depart ID, name, phone, these are called column or fields, or we can say attributes. Similarly, the whole line is called a row, or we can say records and tuples in DBMS. Similarly, the combination of row and column, the whole table is called relations or table itself. And we can say the depart ID under table 1 the depart ID is called primary key. The same primary key or the same column can be the foreign key in another table. Here in table 2, the same column is represented by the foreign key. So this is the simple example of RDBMS. Another type of DBMS is NoSQL DBMS, modern DBMS. Here, NoSQL means not only SQL. NoSQL database aren't just for traditional structured data like spreadsheets. They also handle semi-structured data which has some organization but is flexible like hashtags in Insta, Facebook. Plus, they can store unstructured data which has no fixed format at all, like photos, videos, or any text. Here, relational database management system records only the structured types of data. Here, in under SQL, NoSQL, we have semi-structured and even it can store unstructured data type. So it is very flexible, fast, and able to grow massively for today's dynamic applications that handle lots of different kinds of informations. So these are the storage types under NoSQL, where it has document and wide column, that means tabular format. Even it has graphical format and time series. So the features of NoSQLs are scalability. Scalability means the database can easily handle more users and more work by simply adding more standard computers to its systems. That means it can be expanded. Similarly, big data capacity. It means the database is designed to hold and work with the truly massive amounts of data, far more than a standard database. So it has fast performance. So the another type is hierarchical database management system. Hierarchical database management system is a type of database that organizes data in a tree-like structure. This means data is arranged in a hierarchy similar to a family tree or an organizational chart with parent-child relationship. So this is the simple example of hierarchical DBMS where university is the parent of departments and administrations. That means university has two children. The child one is called departments and the child two is called administrations. So there is only relationship between parent and child. So again, the departments have two children. So now department became the parent of these two children. Here, the two children are students and faculties, where students and faculties are the children of departments, and department become the parent. So there is only two layers where you cannot link the student and university. That means you cannot link the grandfather and the child. So this is the simple example of hierarchical DBMS. Now its features are tree-like structure, parent-child relationship, one-to-many relationship. That means it doesn't have many-to-many relationship. So limitations are rigid structures, limited relationship styles, types, deletion problem, lack of structural independence, and standardizations. So the another type of DBMS is network DBMS or network DBMS is a type of database that arranges data in a flexible interconnected network structure rather than the rigid hierarchy of older systems or the tables of modern relational databases. So this is the simple example of network DBMS where the university has different units. Here departments, administrations, faculties and students. They are also called nodes where each nodes are connected to each others. So it can create the many to many relationship. And now the object oriented DBMS. So it is also the type of DBMS. Under object oriented DBMS, it is also known as object database. It is a type of database management system that directly incorporates concept from the object oriented programming. Oops. So instead of storing data in tables like relational databases or flexible documents, key value pairs like NoSQL databases, and OODBMS stores data as objects similar to how they are handled in programming language like Java, C++, Python, or C has. So the some distinction between relational database and object oriented are, so under relational model we say relation and table, and under OOPS we say class, and under a relational model tuple record, and under OOPS we say object instance. So these are the common difference between relational database management system and OOPS. So thank you. Any comments?